Good morning. I hope you are doing well. I am here at sea and things are rocking and rolling all night. The boat has been going up and down. And I know the captain and everybody is doing their best to outrun this low pressure system, but we are still at sea. And, when you're at sea, the boat can rock. And actually, quite frankly, this is not the worst cruise rocking and rolling I've ever been on. That was a couple years ago, and that was not fun at all. Things were just falling off. It's not that bad, but still, it's bad enough to make doors swing, and we have to keep that bathroom door shut because otherwise it's like, it makes you really nauseous looking at it. But that has been my morning. My day is going great. We are getting ready to go on a behind-the-scenes tour of the theater, the little backstage area. I hope that goes really, really well, and I hope we're able to all keep our balance. So that is a bit of an update. Bye for now. When we arrive at the theater, Adelaide, a 19-year-old dancer from Australia, welcomes us. She invites us to stand on the stage and see how the audience looks when being on stage. The auditorium on Celebrity is fairly large. It has a downstairs area and a balcony. The lighting is such that the performers on stage can see people in the audience. The performers told us if they see people in the audience who are bored, they will select that person to be part of the show. There are markings on the floor to help the performers know where they are to stand. Also, the markings help the production team know where to place props. Also, the stage has numbers marked on it. Center stage is 0, and on each side there is a number, 2, 4, 6, etc. This helps the dancer properly line up and lets them know where center stage is. We had a quick look at the stage, which was set up for tonight's performance. Tonight's show is Rock City. The musicians will be performing on stage during the show. Upon entering the backstage area, immediately there was an area for the director. This is where the director follows the script and communicates with the production crew and cast. The director is in charge of scene changes and watches a monitor of what is happening on the stage to make sure things are running smoothly. Next, we entered the quick change area. This is where the performers race out of one costume and into another. Also, this is where the singers get mic'd up. The microphones are preset to come on automatically for each performer. If a performer is not able to make it on stage in time, the performer has to remain completely silent because any noise he or she makes will be broadcast to the entire theater. Immediately off the quick change area is the girls' dressing room. There are 3 female singers and 4 female dancers. They share one dressing room. Also, any female guest entertainers will use this dressing room as well. The dancers have 3 cast productions plus 3 other performances. There are a lot of costumes. The costumes are the property of Celebrity and are handed down from dancer to dancer. Adelaide is in charge of maintaining the costumes and fixing them when needed. This is the area where the shoes and headpieces are stored. Adelaide is showing us one of the headpieces she has to wear during a show. The ceilings are too low to allow for Adelaide to stand up straight when wearing a headpiece. She has to carefully walk hunched over with her head up while in the dressing room. Once backstage, she can stand up, but she has to be very careful not to move her head or the headpiece will fall off. There is a backstage cleaning list which has to be done by each performer every night. The tasks include putting away costumes, sweeping floors, turning off the lights, and closing all doors. On the wall, there is a section for each singer and dancer to place her shoes and other accessories she needs for each performance. Upstairs is where some of the props are located, such as hats. Sydney shows us one of the hats she wears in a performance. Also, in the cardboard boxes, there are hats which were supposed to have been used at Christmas, but the hats were never worn. On the wall, there are hundreds of shoes. All shoes which are no longer used, either due to the person no longer working for Celebrity or someone gets new shoes. The shoes are kept on this wall. just in case they can be used in the future. Retracing our steps, we go back downstairs. This cage is where a lot of the special effects are housed. They have aerial performers which keep their equipment here. Off the other side of the stage, there is another quick change area, which is near the boys' dressing room. The boys' dressing room is almost identical to the girls'. However, it is not as festive as the girls' dressing room. Above the mirror, there is an area to store props such as hats. Oliver shows us one of the hats he wears during one of his performances. Oliver also tells us everyone in the cast has to do his or her own makeup and hair. The girls are usually pretty good at it, while the boys often struggle with applying makeup. Also, this is an area for the performers' shoes and wigs used during the performances. This backstage area is where some of the props are stored for the show. Next, it was time to go back on the stage. Alas, our tour came to an end. The cruise director is going to be giving a presentation in a few minutes on the topic 10 things you didn't know about ship life. As we left the stage, a computer was set up ready for the cruise director to give his presentation. And with that, it was time to ascend the stairs and leave the theater.
Talking about what it's like for us as crew members where we eat, sleep, what happens if we want an adult beverage, got some behind the scenes tales for you. And when it asks that question, it's not saying to a specific, like your aunt or uncle.
Hello again. I hope you enjoyed the backstage tour. I thought it was really fascinating learning about everything they do, the different costumes they wear, the different shoes they wear, and being out on the stage. I kind of felt a little bit of like a Broadway star, like, thank you all for coming, hi. It was a lot of fun, and thankfully we didn't have any accidents with us behind the stage or anything like that. We were all able to keep our balance and maintain ourselves in the upright position, and nobody fell over. The captain was on, and he told us there is a low pressure system and they're going full steam ahead to try to outrun it. They said right now they are 40 knots. I'm not sure how knots convert to miles or kilometers, but if you know nautical, we are 40 knots from the storm. So needless to say, we are not in the storm, but it still is quite rocky here. The boat is swaying from side to side. It's not too terrible. I almost had an accident sort of in the dining room this morning when I was trying to eat. The boat really swayed, and thankfully there was a wall right next to me, because I was just like, oh, don't mind me there. just wanted to get acquainted with that wall there. But other than that, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And now we're getting ready to go up to lunch. I'm not really hungry. I'm not feeling that great. I'm kind of stuffy and congested, but we're just going to go up there because that's what you do on a cruise ship. You know, it's like, it's time to go eat your lunch. So I'm going to go do that and then come back here in the room and rest. So that is a bit of an update. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Good evening. It's another day at sea, which is coming to a close. I am not feeling that well this evening. My allergies, sinuses, maybe it's a cold, I don't know. It's some sort of upper respiratory is really bothering me, and I'm really congested. And I'm hoping this clears up quickly because tomorrow we are going to be in port and I need to feel better. But in the meantime, I'm very appreciative. The waves have gotten smaller. We're not rocking as much, still a little bit, and I'm still going side to side a little bit, but not nearly as much as before. The captain said it should be a pretty peaceful night. We are pretty much out of the low pressure system, and we are getting into more sheltered areas as we get near our port. Our day today was filled with me trying to get some gelato, which I didn't really like it, but I kind of forgot about it. Our room steward came and it became liquid. But then I thought, well, I really wanted hot chocolate. So, I took a cup, and you can still see I put some of this into here, heated up hot water, and then had really delicious hot chocolate.
So that's a little memo. If you ever want chocolate ice cream or chocolate gelato or chocolate, something chocolate, you can pour that in with hot water and make hot chocolate. Hey, it's grand. Things you do on the cruise ship. Also tonight, we received these. If you know what they are, you know what they are. These are our luggage tags. This means our cruise is coming to a close soon. That's very sad. I was like, please put these away. I don't want to see them. No, no, don't tell me my cruise is coming to a close. But they are, and you got to fill out your name. And we got number 5 because we are going on a shore excursion, if you will. The cruise ship is taking us to the airport from the cruise port, which we are going to do, and it's going to be much, much simpler than trying to take the train, which we were going to take the train. We're like, oh, we can take the train. No, we're not taking the train. Remember, it's not wheelchair accessible, and that did not work out so well. So we are paying not very much actually for this little shore excursion, and then we get to be first off and get to go to the airport. Boo, I'm sad. So sad. But let's not think about that. That's for a couple days from now. Let's think about getting healthy. And let's think about going to port tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be in Lerwick, Scotland. It's part of the Shetland Islands. It's way, 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 way up north. It should be a lot of fun. We have a tour planned, and I'm hoping I'm feeling better. Thankfully, it's not an all-day tour. I think it's like 3 or 4 hours. So it's going to be a tendered port. A lot of ports, this cruise was supposed to be tendered, and they said, oh, we got to be docked. Well, tomorrow they can't be docked because it's a really small pier. Big cruise ship, small pier. You know, it doesn't work so well. So we are going to be tendered, which means we have to get in this little boat and then cruise to shore in this little boat. And it'll be a lot of fun and really complicated because you have to get on and off a boat. You know, you have to go boat to boat transfer in the middle of the harbor and then go to shore. Hopefully that goes well and there's no complications. And since we're on a shore excursion, we get to be one of the first people off because obviously they don't want you to miss your shore excursion. So we get to do that tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping, I'm praying I'm feeling better than I am right now. I'm just really congested, and that doesn't make things go well when you're coughing, sneezing, and just feel kind of miserable. So stay tuned to next week for Lerwick, Scotland. I'm sure it's going to be a grand, fantastic, super amazing day because every day is super amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye.